Hey, man, and I want to find out what's something that stood out to you that first year of business. Could be anything. Well, it's just like the first thing that hits you.
What are you saying? Like mistakes or just learning junk removal? Anything?
Anything, whatever hits you first. That's what I want to know.
So this goes two ways. I guess this is 2 points, but it's the same point to me, kind of. One would be how much people are willing to pay to remove junk, and then also how badly I was messing up my prices in the beginning. Because like I thought $100 to remove a couch was insane, or like $95, and people would still pay it back then. And now I'm like double the price to remove the same kind of couch, and people are still paying it, just because that's the rate around here. But that was the first thing. I was like, I cannot believe people are paying me $100 to remove a couch, or $250 to remove a couple dressers in a bed set. And when they can just rent a U-Haul for $50 and dispose of it for like 20, it just made no sense to me. But I guess it's more of just the luxury of junk removal. It's a luxury business. That's why most of your customers are the elderly that can't do it, or
You know
fat,
what it is,
five
Stizzy,
ticket
to be
people.
honest, bro, because I was that guy, man. I was that guy 6 months
Hmm.
ago before I even really knew anything about junk removal. I wouldn't know. It wasn't even a fact. I just wouldn't know what to do with it. I wouldn't know like
Yeah,
how to go to a dump. I wouldn't know how much the fees were. I wouldn't know how to get it
yeah,
there. It's a lot of intimidating things. And I just started 2 months ago, and just for even like I got the NPR. I went in and got the uniforms. I went all out. But even that first trip to the dump, bro, it's kind of intimidating. You're kind of like you don't know what the hell to
yeah.
expect, and then when you're dumping everything, everybody's like
Mhm.
watching everything you dump, and then you're like you put some metal in there. Now everybody's yelling at you. You got to put so there's a lot of
Mhm.
things going on that you know what I mean. So I could see
Yeah,
it.
I guess
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, I didn't really think about that too much, but yeah, a lot of people just don't realize how cheap it is to do it yourself. But everything's always in any business. It's cheaper to do it yourself. But junk removal, the difference is insane. Because
yeah.
like you throw a couch in the back of our pickup truck around here, it costs $12.50, I think, to get rid of, because it's a flat rate in a pickup truck. And then you have companies like myself, Junk King, and all them charging anywhere from 150 to 250 to remove that same couch. But most people just don't know that, and so that's the difference. That was the one thing for me, because I grew up knowing that. I mean, my dad was taking me to the dump when I was 6 years old. Walking around the dump, helping him unload stuff. Maybe not six. That's a little young to be walking around there, but like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was walking around the dump with him, so I just was kind of grew up knowing it. So that was the first thing is that I realized was how much people are willing to pay, and how many people, like you said, that just didn't know they could do it themselves for that cheap. But I'm still not trying to tell all of them they can do it themselves. So
But the
don't go
difference
around
is,
telling
bro,
everyone that.
is you got the hustle in you, bro, and you could just tell. I mean, the way you were just talking, like, I wish I would have got in this when I was 18. I mean, you started at 21,
Yeah.
but you're already, and then you're telling me that you were in
Mhm.
3, 4 businesses before you were 21. And I'm like, wow, this dude, he's got it in him, bro. He's got the hustle bug for real.
Yeah, it's that just comes from, I would say, watching my parents struggle. Even though you watch my videos and you see the big house we all stay in, my dad's a contractor. And when we do all live in a big house and it's all separated, and I'm blessed enough so I don't have to pay bills yet, even though I want my own place and I'm waiting to take that action. It's just I need a big yard for all my equipment. But we live in a big place and it looks like we're loaded. But the thing is, my dad built this place and almost finished it in 2008. And then the depression hit. And we got stuck with this house. We had eviction notices on the doors, cars constantly getting dragged out of the driveway, family trying to help us, stuff like that. And then my mom got cancer, and just a struggle from like a real struggle from the age probably like 12 to still today. I mean, they got lucky because they got a tiny bit of inheritance from a grandma. So that's been helping my dad not have to work like 50, 60-hour weeks. But yeah, it looks like we live in this big house and we had a ton of money our whole lives. But I watched my parents, all the topic was all the time, or how are we going to pay these bills this month? Hey, this came up. Hey, this car broke down. And both of them were so stressed out about money all the time. And that was the only thing I kind of saw them stress out about. So that's kind of what like gave me the drive to, like try to start something else, and besides, be a server or a bartender, like majority of my friends, or cut lawns and only make a little bit of money. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna try all these different things, and hopefully something clicks so I can maybe give back to my parents one day and not have to worry about money because I've watched that my whole life. So that's one of those things that kind of helped me get driven enough to make money. And the motocross thing, and you can see like I that went just as far enough to almost professional, and then it got to the point where I had to travel all around the United States to race the best people in the United States, and we couldn't afford it. So that was another thing that I watched get ripped away from me personally because my just family didn't have enough money to support my motocross career. So
What
those two
motocross? So
things.
tell me about motocross. What do you mean? Like, is that with the dirt bikes and all? Is that
Yeah, that's just dirt bikes. I race I race semi-professional motocross still to this day, but I was on track to going like full-time pro in motocross and supercross, which is just on the dirt bikes, but we couldn't travel enough, and you kind of at some point you run out of races in just Florida because you have to start racing the best people in the United States to make it to like the highest level, and we just couldn't afford it. I mean, family works full time. My mom worked 50-hour weeks. My dad worked 50-hour weeks. I was even working on the weekends and stuff after school, and it just got to the point where it's like, hey, you made it and you have the talent, but we don't have the money. So, and there's not sponsors or like there is in college football or something. There's nothing like that in motocross. It's kind of like you either get picked up by one of the big dogs like Monster Energy or Red Bull, or you just kind of get burnt out on it, run out of money.
wow?